Hi, my name is Bill Preble from MainStreet Academix. We put together this video as a way to simplify and explain a relatively complex and comprehensive process for improving school climate and learning. We really begin with the premise that any of this work that's worth doing is worth doing with students as partners. And one of the things that we find most exciting about our model is really we lead with students in every aspect of the program. For stage one of the process, we go into schools and begin by meeting with principals and an adult design team. And we try our best to align the school climate work with all the other school improvement initiatives that are underway, so it's not an add-on. Once the design team is together and in place, we ask them to work with the teachers in the school to identify, using a set of criteria, a highly diverse group of student leaders who can become the student leadership team, and those are the students that become actively involved in the process for the remainder of the year. National school climate standards call for every school in the country to develop a plan for improving school climate based on school climate data that they collect locally. We use students as researchers to collect the school climate data, and it's a very empowering opportunity for really students from grades 3 through 12 to serve as researchers. The students conduct a school climate survey with teachers and with all their peers. And some schools choose to also have parents complete the school climate survey so that they have 3 sets of data, 3 lenses through which to examine different perceptions of school climate in their school. The other thing that we make sure that we do is collect qualitative data, both through open-ended questions on the survey and through focus groups with students, and that gives us the stories that are behind the data. Once the data is collected, we ask students to sit down together and come up with a set of goals based on the most powerful needs that they see in the data. Once they've set their 3 goals for school improvement, they then go and work with their teachers to do the same process. It's very exciting to have the students lead the adults through the goal-setting process. Obviously, the most important part of this process is deciding what to do to improve school climate once you've identified the needs. We work with the students to create action projects based on research on best practices, but also based on other schools' work. Students love to learn about the work that other leadership teams have done in other schools, and oftentimes they'll elaborate on or build upon other programs that they see other students doing. Then they can go to the teachers as part of that process and help the teachers develop action projects. And the students' role, oftentimes working with the adults, is to let the adults know right up front when the adult projects and activities are lame. and the students are quite comfortable saying, I don't think that one will work. One of the tools that we use for developing action projects is what we call our respect continuum. It's based on our research for over 10 years on what really does seem to have the most powerful impact on school climate. What we've learned over the last few years is that it's the creation of projects based on building respect that seem to be the most powerful. For example, some schools spend a lot of time trying to crush disrespect. They try to eliminate bullying, eliminate harassment, eliminate violence, etc. But we've found that the schools that focus on building positive relationships between teachers and students in the classroom, engaging students in learning activities that are fun and exciting for the students, differentiating instruction, showing respect for different kinds of learners, and actually empowering students in the classroom. Those are the kinds of things that have a dramatic effect on school climate that we really try to get the teachers to build into their action plans. Sustaining this initiative, sustaining this work is one of the most important things, and I wanted to bring you to a school that has actually been working on school climate improvement now for almost a decade. You just got a chance to see a lot of the students from Andover Elementary Middle School doing the school climate improvement process. But now we want to talk with the principal, Jane Slayton, about how she's been working to sustain this effort since 2002. And particularly, Jane, I'd like you to talk about the wall behind us and what the meaning of that is. And we can spend a little bit of time talking about the 5-year plan that we've been working on.
Sure. I guess in 2002 we created a talking wall, which we felt represented the importance of school community. Our gym happens to be the focal point for the community where all the big events are held, and we thought we would want something that would represent community and working together. And everyone in our school had a piece in the wall from kindergarten right through 8th grade.
So the connection between school climate, having the students be empowered to actually create kind of a symbol of community was a powerful piece. And more recently, we've been really working on taking some of the initiatives that have been underway here and making those sustainable by putting them in a long-range plan. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Our long-range plan had input from everybody, and actually started with the student input. We went to them with the first long-range plan that we had done and talked about what it meant, so that in their understanding, what it meant to them from their point of view, how it looked, examples, and they started by working on it first. And we give our students a huge voice in our school because they know what's going on here, and they're able to take their ideas and go to a staff meeting or go to the teacher's room or go to their classroom teachers and talk about changes or their perceptions.
The book that we always talk about in our workshops is called The Predictable Failure of Educational Reform. And what Saracen says there is that when you want to have a school improvement initiative that really is going to work, you need to focus on shifting power relations. And I really think the way that you've empowered your students in this school is kind of sort of emblematic of what schools that want to improve school climate and learning need to do. I just wanted to thank you for all the time that you've allowed us to put into highlighting and showcasing the work that you and your students are doing, and to use it as kind of a model for our program.
Oh, we've gained a lot with the involvement of you and your staff. And we look forward to many more years because this is, a continual process.
We know that there are exciting things going on in almost every school, and using things like National School Climate Standards or our Respect Continuum, where we show the connection between school climate and effective teaching, those are tools that I think can help schools see that this is sustained work that has to occur over many years. It's just nothing that happens overnight. We really encourage any schools that are interested in learning more about this process to call us or check out our website.
Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be.